It has to be
Grimstroke's
4.
pretty good.
I think 4 Brewmaster's the way to go. Like, because you get Cinder Brew plus Iron Show and it pops in immediately. I actually played this lane a few days ago and it is impossible. It's impossible to lane against. It's too much. Because you can't harass the Brewmaster out. He's just too tanky. I think you referenced it like an ogre, right? Like he's like an ogre magi. You just can't do anything against him. He pops the Cinder Brew, rushes in with an Iron Shell. Cinder Brew ignites immediately. You have a Thunderclap after that. It's really hard to deal with. Really, really hard.
Yeah, it's an obnoxious lane coming out from SMG. Just running the Brew Darkseer. It's very hard to zone out a Brewmaster as well. He has ton of HP, decent enough regen, just like an ogre. So you can just run up, apply the harassment, maybe wait for your level 2, level 3 spikes. That's when it really gets deadly. But early on, it should be fairly annoying for Exclaration as well. Exclaration do manage to pick up the Brood Mother for raging on the off lane. So they've got their own annoying lane coming out. We have seen the Brood Mother fall flat a couple of times as well. You definitely have to get your early spikes going, shut down the jungle ASAP, and really work towards clearing some towers quick. So it's like the counterpoint to the DP. The DP wants to push, you want to push as a Brood Mother. You have more uptime on your push because you rely on your Broodlings. SMG do have good ways of clearing out those Broodlings though. Grimstroke's already there. You've got the DP with her Crypt Swarm. Even a Brewmaster, if the Broodlings come up to harass him, can kind of clap them off. And the Darkseer with Iron Shell. They have great ways of stopping the army from being a massive issue. You can't really just micro away the Spiderling with Iron Shell on it. It's just really tricky when they're all clumped up.
It's really annoying, right? Like you Iron Shell one of the spiders and then it's just like, well, I guess I've lost my whole army. It's you really just don't have any time to try and split them up, even if you did find which one it was. So it's an interesting kind of pick that Execration go for. Now we do kind of always go, it's always about the mind games. Mid lane Moon, it's going to have a look around for a ward here. Not going to be a ward placed yet. In fact, Moon, he'll just go straight for the deny on his own observer ward. Looks like he was spotted out. He won't deny it yet, just leaves it one hit away. It does make it very obvious though that it is there. It's almost like you may as well just get rid of it, but he'll try to get some value out of it before it does get dewarded. Now Moon will know that there's a ward somewhere here. The tower is hitting him, it's just a matter of where, and well, PDZ's actually getting a tip already. Mid one, he is surrounded, but he is going to be able to run. Nagasaran, 330 movement speed. Just base movement speed without any kind of items. Execration, they'll get their 2 bounties, and SMG, they'll do the exact same thing at the top side. I'll move into the laning stage where you'll see KP there, along with Rogi. Of course, you will have Palos on the TA, and you will also have RR. Now, I talked about the Cinderbrew Iron Shell combination that can come out in this game. The only thing is, though, you do have the Aphotic Shield from RR to purge that damage off, so assuming RR always has the Aphotic Shield ready, they shouldn't be able to abuse it too much. But it should still be a very difficult kind of laning stage here for Execration. I mean, Palos, he's not going to get much value out of the Refraction this game, or at least not in the laning phase, and RR, he's always going to have to be at the ready with that Aphotic Shield to really make sure that they don't end up dying too early on, as it looks like we are going to have a bit of a lag call, and Bob is going to have a quick reconnection. Hopefully John has a quick reconnection too, because apparently he's still missing. Maybe it's a Philippine internet kind of thing right now. I'm not 100% sure if there's some bad weather going on. Seems like a lot of people are being affected at the moment. So we'll have a look at the other lanes while we have a chance as well. Mid lane, you've got Moon there on the DP, along with Bob and the Invoker. Again, Moon, he does tend to favor playing the DP over any other hero, it seems. And well, for now, he's going to be ahead in terms of CS. Bob, he's going to be playing the Quas Wex Invoker. Pretty standard stuff, just wants that added team fight. It is going to make it much more difficult to secure those CS, though, and secure those denies against the DP. But he does just want the team fight for his team. The Siphon's going to come out from Moon, just a bit of harassment underneath the tier 1 tower. Bob, he's going to be just fine. And of course, the final lane we haven't talked about yet is going to be the bot lane, where you've got Raging Potato on the Broodmother. Up very nicely on the Invoker now. Very good news for him. I was talking earlier about how Moon should have a pretty decent advantage in terms of CSing here against Bob on that Death Prophet, but it does seem like Bob is doing a great job of just keeping up, and Moon, he's been trying to Spirit Siphon and harass Bob back out, but with the Quas build-up, he's more than happy to just man-fight back, because he's going to have that constant regen anyway. Top lane though, RR going for a very deep dive, and he's going to get punished for it. Right underneath the tier 2 tower, Roger, he just dances around the tree line, and eventually the tower gets the job done.
Yeah, that's really not a kill you want to give. The one shortcoming of the Brewmaster, of course, is that it's a bit greedy. You kind of stall out your level 6 timings. When you get a solo kill like that, credited to you, it gives you that initial farm you need to have.
Regardless of the matchup, I suppose you can kind of give credit to RR on that Abaddon and making it much easier of a lane for Palos. But I really didn't assume he'd be this far ahead in terms of CS, but that's exactly where he is.
Yeah, it's one of those things with the TA. Like, it is a melee matchup, so leveling up, let's say, your side blades for harassment isn't as easy, but you're really not threatened by the Iron Shell on the creep wave. You just play back, you last hit, no level 6 in the DP. If you got the kill, maybe you could have transitioned to push. Instead, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that TP rotation to come in.
Looks like we've lost John again. Raging. Trying to get aggressive onto mid one here on this Naga Siren, but it can't really do too much yet. He does have the spawn spiderlings up though, so things are looking pretty up for Raging. He can start to get a little bit more aggressive, but
where you lag behind, your impact disappears, you're not really taking over the jungle. So he wants to just kind of hit some item spikes before really fully committing. He does have the Orb of Corrosion up for some damage, so if they did want to run around with him, that could be a possibility, but looks like
oh, looks like my headset's out now. I actually can't hear anything you're saying, John. I'm not 100% sure what's happened. I'm pretty sure you can hear me, but I can't hear you. I might have to reconnect.
No, I think my internet's now cutting off every like 10 seconds. I might have to right back.
Alright, I think I'm back now. Hopefully everything's going smoothly. Even my headset cut out. So problems today apparently with some technical side of things. As Exclaration will start forcing in that mid wave now. That tier 1 tower dropping extremely low, but they won't stick around to finish it off. They're just gonna leave.
A year, it's actually pretty impressive. Still not ideal, because you'd like it to just not happen, but yeah.
Even in Australia it happens, John. Happens all the time. Just relax, John Xfire. Hopefully, you know, maybe after this game, you know, your normal internet's back online or something. Who the hell knows? Hopefully the weather's okay though. I was saying before, maybe the weather in the Philippines is not looking great at the moment. I'm not sure on that.
I think it's alright. Like, in my area, it's pretty darn hot. I don't think we have a typhoon coming in yet, but we're inching towards the Burr months, you know?
Oh,
September,
good.
October. That's when the typhoons really start hammering in. So maybe soon, but not now, I think.
Okay. Power Rune, not going to spawn up at that bot rune spot. Everyone else just going to get their way out. Looks like it's going to be up top, and it is going to be a nice regen. Bob still trying to go after it. It's like KP will just take it for himself. He's going to appreciate that quite a lot, as he was half HP, half mana. Definitely needed the reset there on the Darkseid. That's only the 3rd kill.
Yeah, much more patience from both sides. I think both of them kind of understand what happened in game 1. So we're seeing more caution from SMG, much more caution from Exclaration to get Palos up to the running start. They are starting to group around mid, Palos and R to get that done, while the rest of Exclaration look for a wraparound down
Yeah,
bot.
they want the big one. They want mid one. He doesn't have the Song of the Siren up, and he's going to get taken out. It's just that easy. Once the Bushwhack lands, you've got more than enough damage there with Execration. That's a very nice rotation out from this dire end.
Yeah, it's the one hero you want to keep in check from Execration side, and it's changing it up from game 1, where we saw mid 1 just allowed to free farm, get a couple of kills early on. Not happening this time around. That Naga Siren is still farming up well though, but it's lagging behind Raging Potato and Palos. So Execration still hitting this early spike that you want to hit on the TA, on the Brood. They've taken over that bot jungle. They just need to keep that pressure up. Maybe really start to hammer in on that mid-tier 1.
Moon.
But it does look like the side of SMG.
Yeah, they went for a smoke, but it was broken on BDZ immediately. They didn't have the vision up the high ground, so BDZ gonna break the smoke, ruin the rotation of SMG. Now Exclaration, they might try to go to a different lane, but BDZ now with the bushwhack and Palos, he'll finish off the job. And in fact, the Euphonic Shield did get there in time. That's what actually blocked out enough damage for Bob to barely be able to inch his way out of that situation.
Yeah, and you're seeing just the commitment from Exclaration to save that mid-tier 1. They just don't want it to fall. They know that they've got to hold on to that control for the farm. They've got great D wards out in their own top angle. They've got the DD running on Palos with Deso up, so they're just gonna run into the Roshan. They probably need more bodies though. Maybe a bit of a bait as RR does competence for now, but this should still not be a contest here.
Yeah, they're gonna go for that Roshan indeed, John. Lacrity up as well from Bob. Sharpshooter flying out. It's going to be onto the Grimstroke, and with all the Spiderlings, they do take care of Arfu. They're going to try and go after the Broodmother. They do get a little bit. They look for revenge. And so far, so good for Exclaration. SMG, they've got a long way to go. Like, you look back at mid one of that Naga Siren, he's about 2.5k behind the Templar Assassin now. Only having the Manta up, trying to go after that Eye of Skadi. But Exclaration with this lead, they're not going to be looking to give any leeway. They want to try and just keep applying the pressure. And with this kind of snowbally draft they have, they can just keep it up. And this is what we expected in Game 1 from their drafts. We expected this kind of same timing from Exclaration, and it just never came. But in Game 2, they will rectify that mistake.
Yeah, they're just playing it perfectly now. They're getting a ton of space out of Brood. Palos is really forward and he's just not scared.
Yeah, he could be in trouble though. They ensnared him up. He's still alive, but the Primal Split is there and he is going to drop.
Sure, where DP as they wanted to. And the fact that the mid one still standing right now is testament to that. And now they're going to be stuck farming jungle on the Naga. News is, the Siren does farm quite fast. Bad's a lot of farm to slow it. It takes so many for them to be scary. Saw the Scotty being queued up, the heart need just to have that durability. You want the butterfly as well. And there's such big items to farm in a short span while the map is shrinking here for SMG.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very tough time for SMG for sure. We are trying to get the internet issues resolved right now, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize about that. I wouldn't blame them. And that's where they're going. They'll get started. It's very hard to imagine SMG being able to defend this. They might have to just rely on that third lane of barracks as Palos. He'll get to work. Force Staff is there from KB. He even tried to get the vacuum off, but it did not work out. And Exclaration, it looks like they've had enough. They won't overextend. They forced mid one to come back in. Mid one, he is forced to pop the song. He's gonna make it, but Palos, he got Rogi on the Brewmaster. They only got 2 of them out of there. And now Exclaration, they're gonna find a DD rune at that top rune spot. And they're gonna be able to at least get 1 T1 tower. But if they want, they should be able to get the tier 2 for free as well. And more tips will come out the way of mid one. Even Moon copying a tip. Bob, he's feeling it. Palos, he'll get one from RR. RR, just too much of a nice guy to tip the enemy team. We'll just keep tipping his teammates. And looks like he was trying to go after Moon on that Death Prophet. He doesn't quite get there, though. 15k net worth lead. XP even further than that. About 16, 17k for that XP as Palos is going to run right into mid one. That is the biggest target you can ask for. He doesn't have the song either. He's going to try for the TP, but the Bushwhack is going to be there. They have got the biggest target though. No, the Manta dodge mid one. He gets away, or does he? Sunstrike is off the mark. They still jam on the deck now. The courier does go down mid one. He thought about going back for it. He won't be able to though. He does die. And BDZ will tip him again. No mercy from our hoodwink. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, SMG, they still can't fight. Tornado, it's going to catch Roger on the broom. Take him down. Palos, he'll try to fight Moon. He'll get into that ghost form, but look at the damage. Palos and Raging, they just rip right through him. Raji now, he's trying to get himself out, but he just can't do it. The damage output's too high. KP drops as well. He gets the sharpshooter out from BDZ. As the Sire Blades, they'll just keep going. But eventually, the back is there. Mid one, gonna try and rush in, but Raging, it's going to be fine thanks to the Aphonic Short of RR. And with the Silken Bowler slow, they might just go right back in as Palos. Just the Meld Strike damage. The Sire Blades, they are going to reach, but it won't be enough damage. Raging, he's got Roger. The Acorn Shot, it's not going to bounce the right way. Roger, he somehow gets out, but no Palos. He gets him anyway. I believe that was just the trap popping, and there's the GG call. SMG, they tap out of game 2. Exclaration, they do manage to tie it out. Get some sweet, sweet revenge here in this series. And what a fun series it was. But it will end up being a draw. I believe John, he will be back for game 2, but unfortunately he is just trying to get his internet issues resolved. So we won't bother switching over to the cameras because John just isn't here right now. But what a nice performance out from Exclaration. And that'll mean we get to move on to our second series of the day. And ladies and gentlemen, what a series we have coming up. We have Fnatic against Motivate Trust for our second series of the night. It's a very exciting series to watch. Of course, Fnatic looking fantastic with the recent roster swap minutes. But we'll see you again very, very soon.